We're back in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are in the future. And it's Edge. Edge. Edge, Edge. Oops. Guess I went on for a little too long there. Something like that happened. I had no idea. None of the case files I read went into such detail. Well, I doubt there'd be much anything in there that would be inconvenient to the prosecution. Especially with the Von Karma at the head. You know, that is kind of fucked up when you think about it. All case files are just logged by prosecutors and not by, like, the defendant or anyone else.
Yeah.
I guess it is headed by the police. Yeah, you know, the games really do touch on how unfair that is.
Yeah.
How did the investigation go from there? No, desserts had disappeared from the victim's room, so the investigation had a rough patch. Thanks to that, it took about a whole year before the verdict was handed down. 1 whole year? This was before the whole 3-day pre-trial system was established. I'm surprised we haven't gotten rid of that yet. Like, where's anyone arguing for this?
Look, the games have to continue to be able to be made.
I guess that's true. How long have we had Roe v. Wade overturned by now? It's just like...
Overturned?
Trials don't need to finish in the short amount of time they do now.
It was June of last year.
Fuck, almost 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Maybe for, like, a president they could, like, reestablish it.
That's
see.
funny.
They ever found out why the victim's dessert disappeared? Well, kinda. His dessert was like a candy-eyed sculpture made from sherbet. Since it was made from ice, the general consensus was that it had melted. However, that might not quite be the case. What do you mean? This museum used to be Mr. Master's mansion, the stage of the IS-7 incident. And in this very place, they're exhibiting the sherbet salon from 18 years ago. The victim's dessert? Yeah. Well, it could just be a replica of the original.
I would imagine so if the food is still fine 18 years later.
That's all we had to come in to check it out. I think what he means is it might not be real food. It might just be, like, fake.
Oh, I see.
And for your old man, too. Now, let's get a move on and check out the room. Because it was made by Master and he's dead. So, you can't remake the room. I'm pretty sure it's over in the Winter Palace. I would coat an entire room in sherbet. The Winter Palace should be. It's locked up. That's odd. They've already opened the museum. Mr. Shields, according to the pamphlet we received at the entrance, the Winter Palace is over here. Really? I could have sworn it was this one. Alright, let's scoot. We gotta confirm the truth of what happened 18 years ago.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the kid from Game 1 Trial 3? Or that might just be a new kid? And
Oh, I don't know who the kid is.
Those two are, those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sure doesn't look like sherbet. Man, it's as cold as ever. Uncle Ray's gonna freeze old solid. Seems the Winter Palace lived up to its name. It's like a freezer in here. The light dimmed like this, it's almost as if the room itself is made of ice. I think the control panel for the room temperature's on the back wall. Let's change it and get ourselves thrown out, Edgeworth. Well, why don't you go check what temperature it's set at for me? Uncle Ray's gonna give the curator a piece of his mind later. It's way too cold in here. Could you imagine actually having a museum where they keep the temperature really low and just having to deal with Karens every fucking day? Or some guy who really likes Sonic? But if you want to look around the room for a bit, feel free to stay or freeze to your heart's content. I'll get the camera ready. I want to take some pictures of this place and show it to your old man. Understood. He's dead. Yeah, what? I could hypothetically. Shut up.
Oh, to his grave, I meant. That's productive.
Jane found a second XP all. Mr. Shields, I can't find the temperature control panel. Alright, I keep it where it's hard to find. Just one moment. Huh? It's locked. Makes sense. They wouldn't want the guests changing the temperature themselves. According to the pamphlet, the Winter Palace has a temperature of 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that is cold. Uncle Ray's gonna freeze to death. It's like negative... once you start getting to 32 and 0, it starts getting closer. So that's probably like negative 6 to 7 degrees Celsius. Not that we use Celsius here, because we're special. Guess I need to find somewhere to share a body with, preferably a beautiful lady. Oh, are you trying to freeze me to death as well with those cold eyes? Of course not. Alright, let's go. Miles, can I ask you something? What is it? Is it okay to take photos in this room? What? Haven't you checked? But if you haven't gotten any warnings about it, then it should be fine. Sorry. Well, to be honest, I would have taken some anyway. You know, man has always wanted to investigate this old Winter Palace after all those. If my father had seen this room, would he have found something? If he had, the results of the trial might have been also... No, there's no point thinking about it now.
Well, how about this? I'll yell out, Mask Starter Mask is here.
No, you have to do it right. Mask, JoJo pose, the mask.
How do you know I didn't?
Well, that was a little too fast. You gotta really, like, lean into it.
I'm well practiced. I can do fast JoJo poses.
Yes, it's me. I don't actually know any of the JoJo poses, so I get a refrain. Mask! Start the mask!
Good. Wait, Ronnie, if you say that, you'll get arrested. Come on, if we don't plan properly, we won't be able to sell it.
What are these Neanderthals talking about?
You just added that.
I mean,
Not what he
I'm
said
surprised
in
you
the
didn't say
slightest.
that earlier. Hey, kid. There's a boy with a school bag. Did he come to the art gallery by himself?
She even quit her job in order to run this museum. I don't really get it.
Perhaps one of his parents knows the curator.
Yeah, I don't know what kid that might be.
I think
Considering
they're
if
new.
the name's question marks, I think it is a new character, yeah.
I mean, her name was Woman, so...
Yeah, well, so it's not question marks. They're probably not going to show us any more of them, sadly.
Yeah, they're probably just here for a reference. Also, this is a salt lamp, I think? Yeah, it's a rock salt lamp. It's lighting up the constellation chart. I see. Gemini and Taurus are constellations that can be seen in the winter. Since this is the Winter Palace, perhaps that explains the winter constellations made of sherbet. According to the pamphlet, the other palaces are made of crystal. But for the Summer Palace, I think it'd be more fitting if it were made out of shaved ice. Well, no, that would make it exactly the same as this room. You know, I just had a thought. Remember how we were saying these were out of order with the Zodiac?
Yeah.
What if that's because this game was never localized, so this is an exact translation of how Japan sees the Zodiac signs and when they see them?
I don't think that's different, right?
Well, our summer is their winter, or our summer is their our summer is their winter, right?
I don't think so. I think it's just based on the equator, right? They're on the northern hemisphere, right?
Most of it. I think some of it dips over. That would be something to look into, but...
Yeah, I looked it up, and they have the same seasons.
I don't know. A giant block of ice is being displayed here. It appears to be quite heavy. No, the inside must be hollow. On the surface, there's an image of the stars and a written description. The Pleiades, also known as the Seven Sisters. Pleiades. I'm going to say it's Pleiades. The Pleiades. Star cluster that comprises a part of Taurus. But for all these stars to be grouped together as a cluster, the ways the ancient people must have been very imprecise.
Actually, it's probably the light pollution. Edgeworth.
There are 2 sculptures displayed here. Those sculptures are replicas of the deserts that vanished 18 years ago. Impressive, huh? These sculptures made of ice. Yes. My father never got to see these ice sculptures. He never got to see the sherbet sculptures either. And now, 18 years later, I'm standing before them. Miles, sorry to bother you while you're deep in thought. Sorry to bother you while your world's expanding. Could you turn this way a little? Like this? Yeah, I like that. Take a picture.
You look so sad.
Mr. Shields, you're not... This is probably how Edgeworth just takes all his fucking pictures. But then, like, Phoenix shows up and he's like a half-quarter screw, like, higher. Say, jeez. Mr. Shields, please don't take pictures of me. Sorry, my bad. I just want to make sure the camera works okay. And they're having a deal at Sonic where if you show off a picture of your smiling face, you'll get yourself a free little McBurger fuck, whatever the hell they're called. That looks quite old.
Little McBurger fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. What are their small burgers called? Junior
I don't think they have
fuck-yous?
burgers.
Sonic? They have burgers. Everywhere has burgers. Yeah, well, that's because it's an old-fashioned camera.
Oh, I guess they do.
What are they called? Junior Slappies or something like that?
They're just called Sonic Cheeseburger.
Oh, well, that's boring. I'm gonna call them Junior Fuckers instead.
Well,
Actually,
they're probably
I changed my
boring
mind.
because
I
they're
wanna
only
call
there
that.
because everyone wants burgers. It's not like a burger place.
I guess that's true. I like their hot dogs.
Yeah, those are good.
You know, and that's the camera.
Pretzel bread's really good.
It automatically develops the photos after shooting. Pretty cool, huh? Yes, I know. Though I've never used one. You're quite the know-it-all. You really are the old man's son. Here, could you move a bit? I want to take some more photos of the room. Us going to all the museums in Chicago. His face has taken on an unusually serious expression. He's probably thinking about the IS-7 incident. Man, I snapped a bunch, and they're already developed, see? He shoved them in my face before I could reply. Oh, I have one more question for you, Mr. Know-It-All. You know what these 2 sculptures represent? They're sculptures of Taurus and Gemini from the winter constellations. Oh, well, that was me. Oh, that was a pretty good impression of my voice, Miles. That's probably why they call this room the Winter Palace. Uncle Ray's feeling generous today, so I'll give you a copy of this photo, too. Thanks. I'm sure that won't be evidence for when the room gets tampered with. Golly, that sure would suck. Are these replicas of the constellation desserts that were made 18 years ago? Yeah, looks like these 2 sculptures are also made out of sherbet. Uncle Ray's only seen the real sculptures in photos. But these sculptures look like the real deal. This is what you wanted to show me? Yeah, I think your old man would have wanted you to see it as well. I'm sorry, Uncle Ray didn't have the courage to come here alone. Don't apologize. This is a good opportunity to learn about my father's case. That means a lot to me. So, you want me to take another commemorative photo? No thanks. I really do actually like Ray's character when he's not being weird.
Yeah.
Alright, now that I've got some pictures of the room, let's check out the other palaces. Might as well see them all, since we're already here. I suppose you're right.
Ah.
Nice. That yell just now. It came from the fountain patio. Let's go, Miles. Nobody else bothers to look. He's alive. And also Larry Butts is also alive. And also he's wearing his... This is the art phase. Oh, no. Alright, I find it funny to imagine that Edgeworth is either tired from running 5 feet, or he's exhausted because he sees Larry Butts.
It's exhausted because he sees Larry Butts.
Look, he's having a fucking heart attack because he sees Larry. There's someone passed out on the floor. And that man there is...
Oh, it's the chef guy.
Larry, what are you doing here?
Absolutely no one that I've noticed.
No, I'm getting ahead of myself. What exactly happened here? Edgy! I saw something no one ever should have to see again. Ah! Larry, calm down. Why is there someone passed out here? I didn't do anything. He just fell down all of a sudden. This man, he can't be. Hey, do you remember that time where they actually held off on Larry Butts until the 5th fucking case? Remember how weird that was? Yes.
Hey, Miles, look under his hat. I bet there's a rat. Ever seen that movie?
This man. Oh, everyone aged up, including her.
Excuse me, but what is the matter here?
I didn't think literally everyone would still be here. Where the fuck? Like, it's been 18 years.
It's pretty weird, yeah.
Why aren't you arrested? You fucking cheated your whole sculpture.
I mean, it's not illegal.
I guess not. Why did they allow her back?
I don't know. Maybe everyone just decided to visit today for nostalgia reasons. You can't raise such a ruckus in this museum, boys.
The sentence. Seems like he's still breathing. Well, this is a bad situation. Miles, it's not safe here. Get everyone out of here. Everyone get away from that room right now. There's poison gas coming out of it. What?
Oh. He said he smelled something.
Oh, I guess he did. CO2's all Fritz again or whatever. It's okay, I'm immune. So I'll stay.
I love that. It's the same fucking walk cycle.
Mr. Shields, how's the victim? Looks like he breathed in a little too much of that poison gas. He's still unconscious. According to the doctor and the ambulance, there are no external injuries or any other wounds. Thanks to our fortunate timing, we were able to save him before he was too far gone. But he's not out of the woods yet. He's currently being treated by a specialist in the infirmary. I see. Mr. Shields, is he an acquaintance of yours? Yeah, you could say that. He's Dan Gustavia. He was involved in the I-7 incident. The pastry chef? So he was involved in the case 18 years ago. Is the other guy's doing alright? Is he a friend of yours, Miles?
No.
Yes, you could say that. It is fortunate you were not hurt, Larry. What you can say that's supposed to mean, Edgy? How could you treat a childhood friend like that? That's just cruel. And also, when I'm dressed like this, I'm called Loris Dane. Dionim. I never understood how to say that. Fuck it. Dionim. Fuck does this mean? Maybe a play on pseudonym, or it could be a combination of a corruption of due, meaning two, and the suffix nim.
I think it's just pronounced dunim.
The nim suffix is a variation of onym, a suffix from an ancient Greek word for name.
Yeah, it's just dunim.
Yeah, I think it's Dunim because he's the second after at least Dunim. Okay. Loris Dunim, you know. So don't call me Larry, it's Loris. This child is Larry Butts. He's nothing but trouble, but he's been one of my friends since grade school. Some time ago, he awakened to the calling of art and assumed the alias Loris Dunim.
What's funny about this is that the last game happened, like, most recently. So basically, like, he started his art phase in Ace Attorney 3, then he became the Steel Samurai for a while, and then a week later he went back to the art phase.
I just don't think he ever left. I think he just needed money because he was a starving artist. And he's like, alright, I got enough money. I was accused of murder for the 11th time, so I got my free check from the government.
If they gave those out, like, can you imagine the taxes? For how fucking often they'd have to do that shit?
Technically, if they wrongfully charge you and send you to jail for a while, they do pay you when you leave jail, if you've been there. Like, I've heard stories of them getting, like, fucking millions of dollars. It's just way too fucking late at that point. But a butts by end of the name would smell just as much. Really? You two are childhood friends. I better report that to your old man, too. I'm sure it'll bring him joy. He was always worried about you not being able to make friends. Good for you, Edgy. Aren't you glad to have become a bosom buddy like me? My father was worried about something like that. But anyway, what are you doing in a place like this, Larry? How many times do I have to tell you, Edgy? I'm Larice. What are you doing in a place like this, Larry? Yeah, don't glare at me like that when you talk. So what are you gonna tell me? Isn't it obvious? I've come here to study art. I'm gonna take Mandy on a date here, so I was just doing some scouting beforehand. Aren't you just using art as an excuse to go on a date? Not bad, Loris. Maybe you can introduce some pretty girls to me next time. Oh, now you're talking my language, dude. I think I'm getting a headache. By the way, Loris, did you notice anything strange when you found the victim? Nah, not really. Nothing that would make you say, I saw something that no one should ever have to see? Oh yeah, that. I was just surprised when I saw the old dude fall down out of nowhere like that. I didn't do anything this time for once. Is that anything to brag about?
Visitors, we wish to deeply apologize for the disturbance. I am the curator of this museum. My name is Catherine Hall. Oh, that is the same girl. I don't remember the voice I did for her.
Well, it probably changed a little bit. It's been 18 years.
Yeah, I guess so, because she's more than twice her age now.
He's also one of the people involved in the IS-7 incident.
You know what? I bet that's why they made her 16 back then. They just wanted, like, to have, like, a 34-year-old character here.
Yeah. Hello there, Miss Kate. I mean, they could have just made her 36 and 18.
Whoa.
Goodness.
Monsieur Shields, thank you for your continued assistance.
She was the woman we saw at the reception, so she's the curator here.
We apologize for the inconvenience, especially since it's the opening day.
No, you don't have to apologize for a thing, Miss Kate. I almost forgot. Let me introduce you to someone. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregor Edgeworth's son.
Oh, Monsieur Edgeworth. Ooh, the back window. I'm not singing.
Okay.
We skipped the other songs.
You don't have to sing, you just have to shout it.
Oh, how wonderful.
Nice. Really put that energy in.
I met the son after 18 years. It is an honor to meet you, defense attorney Miles Edgeworth.
And she can really stretch her lips. Wow, that was amazing. You still got that golden voice, Miss Kate.
Yeah, that's one way to describe that.
Actually, I'm a prosecutor.
Oh, so you are a prosecutor. My most sincere apologies, Monsieur Edgeworth.
Someone just very polite, but slightly odd. Katie, could I get your autograph right here, pretty please?
Yes, if you so desire.
Why do you want her autograph? Hey! Don't tell me you don't know who she is. My, you really don't keep up with the entertainment news, do you, Miles? What? What is this unbearable atmosphere? She's a superstar actress who's been in tons of musicals and movies. She's a great singer, too.
Currently, I am the curator of this museum. I've already retired from the stage. I finished filming my role for my last movie a few days ago.
Dang, retiring young.
My co-stars also said
Oh,
that
you.
they would come here once I opened the doors. And here you are, Monsieur Artiste. I return this to you.
Thanks a bunch, Katie. I'll treasure it for the rest of my life. Oh, well, looks like me and Marie share the same interests. So I gathered. Larry, you said you're here to study art. Why don't you practice drawing as well? In the poison gas room? Since you're here at Miss Hall's art museum.
Oh, it would be an honor to have Monsieur Artiste sketch our exhibits.
Oh, I guess even you have some good ideas every now and then, Edgy. A little bit of sketching for Katie here.
What an amusing person.
Forgive the disturbance. Incidentally, who was the woman that was with you earlier?
That was Madame Delicia Scones. She is currently assisting in the treatment of Monsieur Gustavia in the infirmary. Even though I said infirmary, since this is an art museum now, it is only provisional. We didn't take him to a hospital. As I am the only staff member working here, I cannot take a leave of my duties for too long, not even for somebody's life.
Delicia Scones, I believe we have heard that name before, Mr. Shields. Yep, looks like the whole gang from the IS-7 incident is here. Well, I doubt that's coincidence.
Monsieur Shields, Monsieur Edgeworth, would you care for some hot tea?
Oh, Miss Kate's tea. That takes me back. Yes, if you please.
Yeah, they actually had the noise. Now, I must take my leave.
Edgeworth looks very normal holding a teacup. He's just a little solemn. However, it almost looks like Ray's crying. See like little white dots under his eyes. It's like
Not really.
This is Sonic.
Can't really make it out from here. I must explain the situation to the other visitors.
Alright, thanks for everything. The fuck is that freaky eye thing on the table?
Do not worry about the freaky eye thing.
Also, that's not a table, it's on the carpet. This smells like Ceylon tea. Ceylon. Ceylon.
I think it's Ceylon. I think it's Ceylon.
Ceylon tea, whatever. I should drink it before it cools. And before that one character from Engage shows up. Are you drinking tea?
What do you mean one character?
You know which one.
It's multiple, though.
Oh, the Ceylon tea is of very high quality. And this aroma of citrus does wonders for your concentration, right? The old man said the exact same thing 18 years ago. But the saucers back then were chilled. Today they're warm. Anyway? Do you think this current situation's rather unusual? You know, everyone involved in the case 18 years ago is gathered at this museum. Why would you remember a detail like the cooled saucers?
I don't know. Maybe he just really remembered like every detail of that interaction he had with that 16-year-old girl.
Please don't word it like that. Yes, I would like to be in charge of this case if at all possible. No, he did not actually hit on the 16-year-old girl. He might have been a little excited. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay?
Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Shields, came here as fast as I could when I heard that you were done in by the poison gas. That was me, by the way, my bad.
No, my sweet honey Kay. How about a hug after being parted for so long?
Yeah, you were saying? No. Jeez, you're perfectly fine. I can't believe you made us worry so much.
Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of bringing Kay here? Nah, I'm sorry, sir. She's just tied to the game. It's a long haul. I knew the gas was dangerous, so I tried to stop her. No matter how much I ran and ran and ran and ran, I couldn't gain any ground.
Wait. Oh, they said and twice in one. They said like and at one point. When it comes to running away, no one is faster than the Yatagarasu.
But you weren't running away from here.
Mr. Edgeworth, my sister will start investigating the crime scene. Since there might still be traces of gas in the room, I have to ask everyone to wait here.
Very well, I'm counting on you. We'll log in there, Flatfoot.
Wow, Gummy's so cool. He's just like a detective.
But that's what he is. Yes, Edgeworth here.
Mr. Edgeworth, looks like the poison gas is dissipated, sir.
Take off the mask, Gumshoe. Okay, it's off. Detective, calmly explain the state of the Autumn Palace. It's a carbon copy of the Winter Palace. What the fuck? Yes, sir. I'll start with the exhibits. Now that there's a statue of two people. On the right, there's a statue of an animal with two horns. A statue of two people. A statue of two people and a statue of an animal with horns. Isn't that the exact same thing I saw in the Winter Palace just a while ago? Also, the room's wet with water thanks to the sprinkler system. Also prevented the gas from harming anyone else. Sprinkler system? Is there a fire in the room? There's no signs of a fire, and the fire alarm hasn't gone off either, sir. Sprinklers in the museum are the kind that detects both smoke and fire. But detect smoke and send an alert to the security room. I think the poison gas might set off the alarm in the security room, sir. Was there anyone in the security room at the time? The only one working in here was the curator, Miss Catherine Hall, sir. She's been in the reception booth opposite the security room ever since the museum opened. Did Miss Hall turn on the sprinklers? The sprinkler system can only be operated manually from the security room, sir. If it had been automatic, it would have been sprayed with water all over the exhibits. Since the system's manual, the situation can be examined and the exhibits moved if need be. I guess there would be more priority over the exhibits than the building and the museum. It's way too cold in this room, sir. Isn't that supposed to be in the Autumn Palace? It's more like the dead of winter in here. The Autumn Palace is cold. Checked the thermostat earlier and it was set to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. I couldn't believe it. Why would the Autumn Palace be set to the same temperature as the Winter Palace? That's about all I know for now, sir. If I figure anything else out, I'll give you another call. I see. Counting on you, detective. Weird. Maybe this is like that bullshit from Danganronpa 2 where they had the rotating pillar tower. Remember that jank?
Yeah. What did Gummy say?
He said it feels more like winter in the Autumn Palace.
I don't get it.
I haven't been able to enter the room personally. But it should be possible to look inside after the police have finished investigating. I'd like to know what it's like in there myself.
Isn't there anyone else who knows about the incident?
Well, there is someone. Miles' friend, right?
Friend? You have friends? Miles?
Such a nuisance.
Mr. Edgeworth?
We have no choice but to listen to what he has to say for now.
It's right there. Wait, you mean...
Oh, you're here too, Kat. You're looking as cute as ever.
Long time no see. It's Larry, isn't it?
Okay, right now my name is Laurice. I'm an artist, that's why.
Ah, so that's your pen name, Laurice, the artist formerly known as Larry. I get it.
Wow, you really are a good girl, Kay. Nothing like edgy here. Larry, I have many things I need to ask you. What's this? Don't tell me you suspect me again. You're gonna say because I was first on the scene, I must be the culprit, aren't you? I never said anything like that. I only want you to tell me what you saw. You said you saw something that no one should ever have to see, did you not? But now I'm saying I didn't see nothing. I didn't do nothing. Probably. Oh my, you didn't seem so confident at the end there. There are somewhat troublesome circumstances surrounding this man. The saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts, still holds true 26 years on. One could say his tendency to attract trouble is legendary. It seems he's done something troublesome without even realizing it himself. I'll just have to try and extract the truth from him. Oh no. King to E5! Larry, I'm gonna fucking rip your head out. My goal is to expose whatever Larry is hiding. However, I didn't see nothing. I didn't do nothing. Larry is an extremely restless and troublesome man. Until he cools down, I'll just wait and see. First, I'll ask him about his goal. This isn't something I can handle. I'll finish this quickly. This isn't something I can't handle. Larry, what was your purpose for coming to the art gallery? What? Are you saying that I don't belong in an art gallery? Hey, if you're not gonna talk, hold that pose so I can paint your portrait. And then I'll scribble over the portrait I drew of you. I was just joking. I would never scribble over my paintings, of course. They're works of art, after all. I don't think any of your works would qualify as art. Don't look down on me! There are people who recognize my skills as an artist. These people are It's really just allowing you to shit talk Larry. Mandy's my girlfriend, but it's really my painting she fell in love with. That's why I'll sketch anything my girlfriend likes. Then why are you here on your own today? So what? Can't a guy with a girlfriend spend some time alone? Mandy said she's a Gemini. I thought she'd be happy if I showed her a sketch of it on her next date.
Oh my god.
Do you really have that much confidence in the sketch? Well, I'm not so confident about this one. But I thought she would be happy if I did a sketch of her astrological sign. Came to see the Gemini sculpture? I see. That's just like you. To impress Mandy, you came here to see the Gemini sculpture, didn't you? Well, what? How'd you find out? Because you just unknowingly told me literally everything. Well then, I'm not saying another word from now on. It's fine, I decided to remain silent. In that case, I'll be more relentless in my questioning. I'll try to find out what he was doing here at the art gallery. I'll expose his true motives. This shouldn't take long. What'd you do at the art gallery? What did you just do in the art gallery? Well, what's that glare for? I don't really remember anything. I didn't have a pamphlet, so I just loitered around the fountain patio. Don't they give you a pamphlet at the reception booth after you pay the admission fee? Oh, is that right? So, the admission wasn't free, huh? You didn't pay? Don't tell me you sneaked in here without paying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do anything bad. It's just, there was no one at the reception booth. That's why I thought you could just come in here for free. This hall wasn't at the reception booth? Yeah, it didn't look like there was anyone on the other side of the desk. Come to think of it, Gumshoe did say something about that. This hall was busy activating the sprinklers from the security room. Because of the incident, she had to leave the reception booth. Poor Katie. She went to all that trouble to open up the palace. And now the art gallery, star attraction, the Winter Palace, is completely ruined. You know about the Winter Palace? Certainly well informed about the Winter Palace for someone without a pamphlet. The Winter Palace is where your goal, the Gemini sculpture, is located. You had your sights set on the Winter Palace from the beginning, didn't you? What? How'd you find me out again? That's right, my goal was to see the Gemini sculpture. From the very beginning, the Winter Palace was the very reason why I came here. This is too much, Larry. I'm very sorry if your ears are just like, I can't handle this.
I'm good.
Okay, just making sure. He confessed quite easily. He can never tell anything with this man. Next, I'll ask for further information regarding the Winter Palace. He may still have some fight left in him. I'll watch his reaction and extract the info I need. Larry, did you also enter the Winter Palace? What's with that look of distrust? Sure, I tried going in, but... You couldn't get in? You tried to go in, but you weren't actually able to, right? Yeah, that's about right. I wanted to go in, but... And the old geezer collapsed. I was a little freaked out. It was because of the victim. So you couldn't get in because the victim of the poison gas collapsed. Yeah, he fell right out of the Winter Palace. I'm sure the victim emerged from the Autumn Palace. If it weren't for that poison gas incident, I'd be in there sketching the Gemini sculpture right now. Larry must have mistaken the Autumn Palace for the Winter Palace. That aside, it seems his goal was to sketch the sculpture. This should be a useful clue. I have no more use
for you.
What'd you see in the Winter Palace? Larry, did you see anything in the Winter Palace? You're still hung up on that. Didn't I say that I didn't see anything? I started to think that it wasn't such a good idea to come here to the art gallery. I need to leave soon to meet with my girlfriend. Perhaps I should try using that clue. You came here to sketch the sculpture for your girlfriend, did you not? I don't think you would give up that easily. Even after the victim collapsed, you could still see inside the room from the outside, right? Well, I may have gotten a tiny glimpse, but there's no evidence that I saw something scary in there, right? You covered your eyes. Larry, the statement you just made is full of problems. What's with you, Edgy? Isn't that the case with all my statements? He's suddenly serious. That wasn't a necessary statement. Okay. My. I'm disappointed it turned out to be this simple. Larry, you saw something scary at the crime scene, didn't you? Oh, whoa. Sorry. That was a real bad noise. Edgy, can you read my mind? In that case, there's no point in keeping any more secrets from you. You just told me everything of your own accord. That was a complete waste of time, but finally, it's checkmate. My eyes fixed on the Gemini sculpture. You've mentioned the Gemini sculpture many times now, but I don't believe the sculpture you saw was the Gemini one. What? Was it a mirage then? Larry mistakenly thought he saw the Winter Palace. This piece of evidence shows what Larry really saw. This piece of evidence shows what you really saw. Yeah, there it is, the Winter Palace. Well, I could teach you a thing or two about art. No, it's actually the pamphlet. Take a look at this pamphlet. In the Autumn Palace, the Pisces, Capricorn, Aries, and Aquarius sculptures are displayed. Incidentally, I can confirm that the Gemini sculpture is located in the Winter Palace. Therefore, the sculpture you saw could not have been the Gemini one. I knew it. I expected him to be a bit more shocked at the news. I thought it was kind of strange. I know I saw a single goddess. And that transformation was no mirage. Transformation, you say?
What is he talking about?
I don't know. It's just Larry nonsense. Oh, you're curious too, Edgy. Well, nothing for it. Guess I'll have to show you. I'm guessing that one of the Gemini statues, like one of the Gemini sisters, got the fuck up and just started moving. Which is just so par for the course for Larry. Show me what exactly. I drew a picture of the very scene I saw back then. But I really can't believe what I drew.
Picture? What picture?
This one right here. Oh boy, here we go again.
I was actually good at art.
You got better. What is this disturbing picture? Is that sculpture weeping tears of blood?
Larice, this picture is scary.
Okay, it scared me too. This Gemini sculpture suddenly transformed into a goddess right before my very eyes. And then a Danganronpa character was killed to the left. See right there.
Wow, and somebody knocked over that step ladder. Actually, Kay, that's a ladder that was knocked over.
I couldn't help but scream. So the victim collapsing wasn't what surprised him. What do you mean when you say transformed? I don't really understand it myself. The lower half of its body just turned into a fish. A fish goddess? That'd be the Pisces sculpture, wouldn't it? In mythology, Pisces represents the fish that the goddess and her son transform into.
Really? So Pisces isn't just a couple of ordinary fish?
Edgy, you don't think your sculpture is cursed, do you? Those tears of blood turning the Gemini sculpture into a fish? Preposterous. You simply mistook the Pisces sculpture for the Gemini one.
Oh, you put the sketch in your organizer?
A sketch like this can be used as scrap paper after all. How could you? But it's strange. Why don't only the lower half of the sculpture transform? Uncle Ray's a bit curious about what went on in the Autumn Palace. Indeed. I wonder if someone tampered with the Pisces sculpture. Yes, Edgeworth here. Mr. Edgeworth, we finished searching the room. Boys and gases aren't threat to anyone anymore, so you can enter the crime scene. Right. Good work, detective. It seems we can enter the Autumn Palace now. Nice time, Mr. Detective.
Let's go right now. I want to see the Pisces sculpture.
I want to see it bleed.
What blood?
If Kay's going, I'm going too.
Blood for the blood god, Mr. Edgeworth.
I was planning on bringing him along anyway. Why? Right then, let's proceed to the Autumn Palace.
What the fuck's with the freaky eye?
The receptionist asked us not to ask about the freaky eye. So this is the Autumn Palace. It certainly does resemble the Winter Palace to a T. I've been waiting, sir. Aren't you, that hairy butts guy? Wrong. It's Larice Dunim. Never mind that, detective. Your report, if you please. Roger that, sir. We discovered a used gas burner during our investigation. The nozzle was still warm when we found it, so it may be related to the incident. Was it used to heat something? Probably to make like a flame underneath the sprinkler to cause the sprinkler to go off.
Well, the sprinklers were manual, right? I already talked about that.
Yeah, she did turn them on. Yeah. Is that ladder always there on the ground? It's actually a step ladder, sir. It was probably used by the person who set out the poison gas. Poison gas was released when someone lit the lid off the glass case, sir. The Pisces sculpture. Huh? Seems like you know about it, sir. Well then, do you know what the sculpture next to it is? Since we're in the Autumn Palace, it would probably be the Capricorn sculpture. As expected of Mr. Edgeworth. I thought it was Taurus myself. I was thrown off as it was covered by this weird cloth. A fluorescent cloth. I wonder what it's doing here. Evidence from the I-7 incident. No matter what it is or how it got here. Sculpture in this room are all covered with this fluorescent cloth.
And because they're hidden, it makes me want to see them even more.
Let's take a look. I'll just get this cloth off. Dead body.
Wow, they're beautiful. Nothing like a dead body.
You don't think the transformation Larry saw was in fact the moment cloth wrapped around the lower half of Pisces fell? See, Edgy? It was a mirage or a mistake after all. Ugh. Hey, Miles, sure is something strange about this room. Looks exactly the same as the Winter Palace we were in just a moment ago. Yes, I agree. Perhaps the sculptures were hidden to make it look like the Winter Palace. If you wrap the cloth around the lower half of the Pisces sculpture, it looks like Gemini. Capricorn is half fish, too. Now the lower half of it resembles Taurus. I did not know Capricorn was half fish. That's actually news to me.
I mean, almost all of this is news to me. I don't really... I play a lot of... I'm into a lot of media that uses astrology symbolism, but I don't actually know any of the fucking, real astrology lore.
I like Friska. Okay. The remaining two, which couldn't be altered with trickery, were covered up. The Autumn Palace was made to look like the Winter Palace, so it seems, Mr. Shields, it looks like we'll need to conduct an investigation of the Autumn Palace, too. Oh boy, here we go. Mr. DeBest and Judge Courtney.
Everyone's here.
I only want to see one of you. Can you send the other one out? Sure, I'll make sure she leaves. Hey, you guys again? This is a problem. You see, this is my crime scene.
Mr. Edgeworth, it seems my power is insufficient.
And it seems my visage of you is insufferable.
If you're here, then it would appear that you still haven't understood my warnings. Furthermore, you know full well your reckless actions will cause trouble for that detective.
He already causes trouble for himself.
In the name of the goddess of law, I must pass judgment.
You've got it all wrong, pal. I was the one who asked Mr. Edgeworth to investigate. Really? Well then, Flatfoot, I'll have to do that. That? Yeah, that. Right, cut your salary. Looking forward to your next payday. I've always wanted to say that. Oh, you're the last person I want cutting my salary, pal. Hold it to best. Only I have personal control over his finances. I'm only cooperating with the police as a witness to this incident. Detective Gumshoe is not to blame. So that's how it is. Well then, should I be raising his salary?
Well, no.
No, that's not what I meant. But it'd be really nice to get my salary raised. Then maybe I could be like, a percent of a percent of a percent of the original amount, as opposed to a percent of a percent of a percent of a percent of a percent.
Your mercy is deeply moving, Sebastian, but past transgressions must lead to future judgment. Prosecutor Edgeworth, and all in his company, depart at once from this holy sect.
You just smashed that statue when you swung your hammer.
Oops, my bad.
Just
That
like-
is on me. An own goal for Courtney, that was. But that's... we only just got here! The one given the Goddess of Law's blessing for this incident was Sebastian.
In other words, Mr. DeBest is the prosecutor in charge of this case. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening performance is over. Besides, I've got my eyes set on the culprit. Talk to the hand.
What if the final case is just Gumshoe kills DeBest and he's in prison, which is why we never see him again?
Yeah, that would... they would certainly need a reason to never show off a character again. Ace Attorney Games, famous for always having them come back.
Gumshoe is a main character.
Yeah. That's true. What? Who, pal? Well, naturally, that artist. Me? Hey, what's going on, Edgy? Don't ask me. I can't understand his reasoning. If you can't understand how the best prosecutor thinks, it simply shows how inculpable you are. Seems he doesn't know what inculpable even means.
That's right, Sebastian. Prosecutor Edgeworth is quite incapable. Incapable? Sebastian?
Yeah, he is incapable. Yeah.
Good job. She just nonchalantly corrected him.
Don't understand my intelligence gathering skills. I just came from the infirmary and asked the doctor there about the cause of the poison gas. And what was the cause? Some normal substance. What was its name again? Hold on a second. I'll call the doctor to make sure.
Since Sebastian is on the phone, I will answer for him. In that case, why didn't you tell us before he called? The poison gas was caused by the mixing of two different types of chemical. Their names are normalium and fatalium. What is this fucking like fucking Avatar?
Normalium Z.
Unobtainium.
I mean, normalium is literally the name of a fucking Z crystal. Fatalium is like if you gave the Monster Hunter monster Fatalis a Z crystal. It'd be called a Fatalium Z.
So what are those chemicals exactly? I did not make them up. No one asked if you made... Normalium is a red liquid that's commonly used in everyday products. It can be found in paint and detergent, among other things, but it is not toxic by itself.
So you're saying that it's a substance readily available to anyone?
Yes, but Fatalium, on the other hand, is not so easy to obtain. You could say it's unobtainium. Its name sure sounds dangerous. What's it used for? It is the active ingredient of a white pesticide known as Megatoxin X, pulling all the stops on the names.
That's pretty accurate to how they name their fucking pesticides.
Fatalium itself also has a deep white color, but it's not readily sold in stores. It's nearly impossible to obtain domestically.
You know, if this was Japan, instead of Japanifornia, they would call that Megatoxin Cross.
Right now, we are looking into how this chemical was obtained.
The white Fatalium mixed with the normal red normalium.
So that was the blood from the eyes.
Caused a chemical reaction. Okay, I finally found out the names of the chemicals. Judge Courtney has already told us. We don't need to hear it again. Fine then, I'll cut to the chase. You know that normalium from the poison gas is also used in paint, right? Today, out of everyone who visited the art gallery, the only one carrying paint was that artist. You're treating me like a culprit just because of that? I object to the red paint on the palette you're carrying. Edgy, don't you think this prosecutor's kind of an idiot? Indeed. Although I've only known him for a short time, his logic is always absurd. Why are you looking at me like that, Edgy? I just... Shut up. Hey, don't ignore me!
It's alright, Sebastian. They're only doing it because they're afraid of you. I think it's funny to lie to idiot children. Like the first star to appear at night, show us reasoning that shines the best.
Courtney would be great in, like, a bipartisan system where they just put a figurehead into power and she just rolls on the sidelines. The first star shines bright. Not bad. Hey, you guys better listen up, too. Mr. DeBest's shining logic. That artist was the first to discover the victim, so naturally he's the best subject. The poison gas was caused by normalium, a chemical found in paint, right? As he was carrying paint near the victim, he would have had the best chance. The paint, along with being the first witness, that pretty much proves he's the culprit.
I'd like to see this motherfucker play Among Us.
So, what do you think, Justy? Honestly, just someone could, like, roleplay the best while playing Among Us. Does he have a canonical voice? I guess he does, kind of.
Ignore the possibility. Well then, Mr. Artist, please tell us the truth. Did you leave red paint at the crime scene? Or else, did you cause the poison gas to go off?
Well, the only thing I leave behind is my bond of love with you.
Ew.
You're probably banned from Come and Go, aren't you? No!
Please watch what you say. My gavel is already prepared to declare you guilty.
Please pay no more heed to this man's statements.
Objection.
Hey, you guys! Ignore my reasoning just because it's flawless won't do you any good. Mr. Edgeworth, if you've already admitted defeat, you should take your leave. Even though I don't really have time to deal with your ridiculous reasoning.
Objection. I don't like it when we're not talking about me.
No, it was called by Fatalium, right?
Well, it's a combination.
Yeah. Yes, apparently normalium is used in many everyday products. Right, so the red paint is definitely suspicious.
But it's also used in things other than paint, right?
I guess you have a point. What do you think, Justine?
That's right. Normalium is also used in detergent, for example.
In other words, it might not have been paint that caused the gas. That's not true. Let me finish my reasoning. Do you truly claim that Larry is the culprit based on just that? Huh? You got a problem with that? If you have a problem, then present evidence.
Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like he really wants you to do that.
Indeed. Then I'll do as he wishes and present evidence. Seems he doesn't pay much attention to what other people are saying. There's a clear contradiction to Mr. DeBest's logic.
Why do you even bother making the phone call?
I'll finish this quickly. This is a waste of time. Yeah, it's because, like, he's not even mentioning the fatality. He hasn't mentioned that fucking once. Mr. DeBest, your logic is more akin to a shooting star than a shining star. Huh, it shines the best like a shooting star, right? It may shine brightly for a brief moment, but then it burns itself out. The poison gas originated from inside the glass case of a Pisces sculpture. Exactly. So that's where the artist set off the gas, right? He used normalium in his red paint. As your senior, let me give you one piece of advice. Listen to the explanations of others. The poison gas was caused by mixing both normalium and fatalium together. The normalium contained in the red paint is not enough by itself. Yeah. But I thought I heard that normalium caused a fatality. Just misheard the forensic report! Darn it! By the time Larry discovered the victim, the room was already filled with poison gas. It is time for you to realize how incapable and incompetent you really are. Hey, what do you mean by incapable?
You tried to use that word earlier and you still don't know what it means.
No, I used incapable.
You are lacking in ability.
Incidentally, incapable has a completely different meaning. I get it. You're making fun of me again, aren't you? I'm merely saying that you were incapable in your investigation. Oh, pause! Like cat's paws.
Before you insult Sebastian, I still have some doubts about your own statement.
And what kind of doubts are those?
For all we know, Mr. Artist could have simply entered the Autumn Palace at an earlier time.
That's...
Moreover, do you have evidence that the red paint is unrelated to the case?
The most important thing now is not the red paint. The red normalium and the white fatalium. Exactly how are these two substances mixed? I believe that is our main concern.
Naturally. It was Sebastian's job to investigate that. Were it not for your interference, we would have found that out by now.
Yeah, I'm sure. I never intended to interfere. On the contrary, I'd like to cooperate. Don't tell me you're going to say you know the cause of the poison gas. How the poison gas started, I have something that may shed some light on this matter.
Sebastian, do not fall for his bluff.
Come now, it's fine, really. Let's hear what he's coming up with. I mean, honestly, if you were getting, like, pampered and peppered up by Courtney, I don't think you would have it in you to, like, discount yourself or not believe you're capable.
Oh, I mean, yeah, no. He's living, like, my dream life, for sure. If you say so, Sebastian.
Come on, show us. How did the poison gas start?
Oh, the fluorescent cloth? Could that, like, because if it's in everyday shit, is there, like, any details on this that are... They said it's in detergent, that doesn't really mean...
Oh, it's just starting to sound like your old man. I want to hear that from Mr. Shields.
Because they just said it was detergent and paint. No, it doesn't look like there's anything.
Let's deal with that. According to Mr. Shields, this allows you to change the color of the cloth. Let me try it out. That's weird. Cloth has started to glow.
Oh, is something revealed now that's glowing?
Maybe. But you can also change it to red. Cloth is glowing with a light blue aura. According to the detective's report, it was wrapped around the statue like this. So it would seem this is related to our case.
Like, look around the back of it.
Oh, oops. No.
I have to turn it on again.
What is he doing, Justine? I think he's easily amused. Shut up.
No, okay, it doesn't look like it revealed anything. Okay. Then it's probably not
Spin.
that. Does the can say anything about, does the fire can say anything about? No, it doesn't.
Traces that it was used.
Oh, you know, it's probably the sketch, because you see the red in the eyes, and it's like, it came out of the statue.
Yeah. So you're not saying this is the cause of the poison gas? It seems even you've noticed it. Duh, it really stands out. Those red tears that Larry saw were undoubtedly normalium. Huh. Wait a second. If those were chemicals, does that mean a ghost set off the poison gas? I don't have time to play with them. The red tears of normalium could not have been triggered, or could not have triggered the poison gas by itself. That red liquid was mixed inside the case to create the poison gas. What? Just where do you see the evidence that the chemicals are mixed? That can also be seen in the sketch. Here's the evidence.
Oh, there is that fucking weird puddle.
Yeah, because it's white and red, which is pink. A pink liquid can be seen flowing out from under the case of the Pisces sculpture. This is proof that the two chemicals were mixed, and also proof that Larry Butts, having had the time to draw all of this, has probably sustained permanent brain damage. But it's okay, he wasn't using it for much anyway. Hey! Hold on a second, I still don't get it. You seriously had time to, like, sketch that, then draw it in? Like, dude took his time.
He might have, like, done some of it from memory.
I guess. How does this show that the normalium and the fatalium were mixed? He did pretty damn good if he drew that from memory. So we have a self-proclaimed artist here. I'll let him explain.
Well, he could have like sketched it and then like colored it later or something.
Larry, you fancy yourself an artist, so you should know about mixing paint, right? I mean, even from memory, like, sketching in, like, pretty accurate shading is actually quite difficult.
I mean, if not necessarily. You don't have to remember exactly how it was shaded. Just like know, like, oh, if there was light here, it would be shaded like this. You know?
I guess. What did you add to the red to make pink? What do you add to red to make pink? Fuck. There we go. Don't take me for a fool, Edgy. I'll be know I graduated from middle school. You add white to red to make it pink. It's common knowledge. Well, technically, there's rose pink, baby pink, and several others. That's enough. Now, do you understand, Mr. DeBest? That's how it is. By mixing red normalium with white fatalium, you get a pink liquid. Yes, exactly. Took long enough. I see.
It looks like Mr. DeBest finally gets it. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you have merely presented one possibility. Do we really know if the color was the result of the two chemicals mixed together? Furthermore, this sketch was drawn by the suspect. I cannot put much faith into it.
I just painted what I saw. How could there be a lie in that?
Mr. Artist, I did not permit you to speak.
Ha, that's pretty cool, but that's also part of our charm. Of course, I intend to bring the truth to light immediately.
It would not be wise to jeopardize your position even further. Aren't you going to answer my question from before? How do you know that Mr. Artist did not enter the Autumn Palace? If you cannot prove this, there is no room for you to argue any further.
Hey, couldn't we find out that after we talked to the victim, pal?
The victim, Dane Gustavia, remains unconscious and in critical condition.
Well, that's right. I was gonna make a joke the next time she did that where she smashed something, but they did it in this, so it's very clear she didn't smash something.
Well then,
You
Sebastian
smashed
will
that
be
ant sculpture.
investigating the crime scene now. All of you, please vacate the premises. If you were to take a stand in court, you'd cause a lot of trouble for the presiding judge.
Oh, don't I know?
Is there something you would like to say, Mr. Artist?
Hold your horses, Miss Kill Beauty.
My name is Justine Courtney. Please don't address me by such a strange title.
Oh, you finally told me your name. Pleased to meet you, Justy. I'm Loris Dunim, but you can call me Loris.
Mr. Artist, please get to the point.
She's like looking off to her side like, I have to deal with this shit? How much you paying me? Fuck those. I just remember something I haven't had a chance to say yet. When I first got to this room, it was locked, so I couldn't go in. But then the old dude just suddenly fell through the door.
It would appear that the palace rooms can be locked from the inside. But, just because you say it was so, doesn't mean the door was locked. Without proof, your statement holds no value.
Well, I'll go right prove it for you.
What?
After all, we can confirm the room was locked too. Right, Miles? Yes, I remember as well. I wonder how palace should be. Well, it's locked up. That's odd. I've already opened the museum. Until the gas outbreak, no one could have entered this room.
Perhaps the suspect entered the room with the victim during the gas outbreak.
As you can see, this man did not inhale any of the gas. If you examine his belongings, you'll find he wasn't carrying a gas mask either.
Is that so? Well then, I have no choice but to agree.
That was easier than I expected. Anyway, I presume this clears up any suspicion surrounding Larry. It seems Mr. DeBest's logic was off once again. Not exactly. I just didn't have enough information, that's all. Therefore, my reasoning was just before its time.
He sure has a grand way of saying that things didn't work out for him. In that case, there's one more suspect who has yet to take the stand. Mr. Artist, you are free to go.
Ah, well, but I wanted to talk to you a little more, Justy. Get the fuck out.
Overruled.
Your cold demeanor leaves me mesmerized all the more. The other suspect is...
A pharmacist by the name of Delicia Scones.
I am fine with this.
It would have been difficult for this artist to obtain the Fetalium from Megatoxin
What do you
X.
mean she's a pharmacist now? What?
She was always a pharmacist.
Oh yeah, she was, that's right.
But a pharmacist may have knowledge of how to do that.
Uh,
The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Sebastian, it would be best if we brought her in quickly.
best. If we borrow
He's like a fucking Pavlov dog.
Sounds good, leave it to me. She said best, yes. Hey, Flatfoot, keep up the investigation. Got it. I want to see, like, an erotic story where that's a great way to start sentence. Where Gumshoe just gets cocked by the best.
I don't want to see that.
I think that would be a good story.
Take your word for it.
Don't tell me. Judge Courtney suspected her from the very beginning.
So Mr. DeBest's logic wasn't any help at all.
Judge Courtney, just what is she thinking? That was an oddly long time to fade to black. Boop. And with that, I need to go throw my blanket into the dryer. So I'm gonna go do that now.
Alright.
Alright, I'm back. Emily, not back. There's a message. Going to the bathroom while you're laundry. Nice. Well, in that case, I guess I will just be eating some Triscuits. Sponsored by Gordon Ramsay. There we go. I tried the sea salt one, and they were pretty good. So now I'm gonna try the rosemary and olive oil. Ooh. I'm not much of a dip guy, so I feel like Triscuits are kind of lost on me, even though I really like them. I do not use them for their intended purpose at all, but that's okay. Very appropriate line to also leave off on, by the way.
Did I miss any lines?
Nope, that's where we left off on.
She said it would only be a 10-minute recess. They sure are taking an awfully long time.
I said I found that to be a funny line to start off. Ahem. Sorry to keep you waiting. Prosecutor DeBest presents Miss Delicious Scones.
Yesy, you called, so here I am. I look the exact fucking same. It is I, Delicious Scones, the pharmacist who makes delicious drugs. But you can call me Miss Delicious.
You can call me Mr. DeBestest.
Oi, nice to meet you, bestie.
Gone straight to nicknames.
That boy reminds me of someone.
This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory's son.
Yesy, nice to meet you, Miley.
Could you please not call me Miley?
Meeting Craigie's boy. I guess it's a sign that I'm getting old.
How old is this woman?
How dare you think that? Sebastian, isn't there something you'd like to ask Miss Pharmacist?
Oh, right, yeah. Miss Delicious, could you tell us the reason why you came to the gallery?
Yesy, I came to see the curator, Katie. I've been friends with her for 18 years, so I visit her quite often.
We became friends after she realized I was a lying, psychopath.
Is it true, Miss Pharmacist, that you also assisted in the treatment of Mr. Gustavio? I guess you could say that, although I only made the antidote for the doctor. Wow, you made the antidote on the spot? Yesy, as long as I have the right ingredients, I can make any drug easily. The infirmary here is well equipped, you see. Instead of sending him to the hospital in critical condition, we treated him right away.
Is my personal headcanon that she is mixing drugs in that bowl and she's tasting them?
I did all I could do. The rest depends upon his body's ability to recover. This is a mixture of ibuprofen and morphine.
Delicious. Do you know what the victim... Do you know the victim, Miss Delicious?
Yesy. Although it's been 18 years since I last saw him. I only knew that he had become a world-famous pastry chef.
Is the victim that famous?
I heard on the... Can you stop doing... Okay, I heard on the news that he had won a competition for designing desserts.
Yeah, reminds me. I do remember you mentioned something about studying design in Zingfa.
Now, let's get down to business, Miss Pharmacist. Are you familiar with the drug Megatoxin X? Yesy, it's the drug that's used to kill those things. It's mega effective.
Miss Delicia, is that a hate crime? What? What? What are those things you're referring to? It's insects, actually.
It's a drug for vanquishing the creatures that strike fear into the heart of a lady. The ones that often infest kitchens and the like.
Oh, actually, mice. It might be rats.
I think I know what she's talking about.
Larry
So,
Buds.
Miss Pharmacist, may I ask you one more thing? Do you know what happens when you mix normalium with fatalium? Yesy, I know. It's even written on the warning label for Megatoxin X. Hazardous when mixed. When the two drugs are mixed together, a chemical reaction occurs and a gas is released.
Inhaling a large amount of this gas can cause breathing difficulties.
And even death. From the amount of poison gas Gusty breathed in, I think there was probably at least 500 milliliters of each chemical in the gas.
Is that how you spell milliliters?
It might be the...
Litres.
I think that's the UK spelling.
Oh, gotcha. As expected of a pharmacist, she's well informed.
Normalium is an adhesive liquid that becomes hot as soon as heat is applied. As of most things. It also has a red color and a minty fragrance. Due to its low cost, it's used everywhere. Italium is a white watery liquid.
That's
enough
for
for now.
I'm not Courtney.
As expected of a pharmacist, you're very knowledgeable.
I'm just not used to having more than one Emily character. I've just been voicing fucking everyone in
Yeah,
this
see,
room.
of course I am. Megatoxin X is one of the chemicals that the company I work for produces. But not just anyone has access to it. It's so potent as a poison, it couldn't be sold to the public, after all. Thank you. I think that's all I need to hear.
Does Judge Courtney suspect her? What is she hiding behind that smile?
Wouldn't you like to know, Mother Boy?
Oh, Flatfoot, have you made progress in the investigation or something?
Yeah, let me tell you. Glass cases that contain the sculpture can be opened by a mechanism in the lid.
What strange cases.
Temperature in the cases can be lowered down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. The inside of the Pisces case is set to 27 degrees Fahrenheit, so my hand got nearly stuck to the glass.
Good thing it didn't.
So then, on the lid of the Pisces case, we detected slight traces of mammalian.
Not bad.
If the mammalian was in a glass case at a temperature of 27 Fahrenheit, then it would have been frozen to the lid.
Really? So, what happened?
Mr. The Best, why don't we try borrowing the power of K's little thief? I think the circumstances will be easier to understand if we use our little thief, or our Mr. Thief.
But, So you really want to help me out that much? Fine. I'm not really sure how this all works, but you get on with it.
I hate being bossed around by this guy, but to arrive at the truth, I'll do it.
You can be bossed by me if you like
Stop
instead.
acting as you please. The goddess of law has no need of your power.
Don't be such a stick in the mud, Corny Pie. You have approval of the prosecutor in charge, so what's the problem? Could it be there's something the PIC doesn't want to find out?
That's none of your concern. If you insist on participating in the investigation, then let me check if you're qualified by asking you a question.
What is she planning?
Who set off the poison gas? If you can answer me that, I'll allow you to work with us.
Well then, Miles. The person who opened the Pisces case and set off the gas. When you think about the circumstances, there's only one person it could have been.
Yes, considering the circumstances, it's clear who it was.
So, please give me your answer. Who set off the poison gas?
If something smells, it's usually the bug.
Well, like he opened it to try and get a better look? I don't think he...
He wasn't in the room, though.
Yeah, he wasn't in the room.
So it's probably Dane Gustavia. There was no one in the Autumn Palace other than the victim, Dane Gustavia. It's hard to believe it could have been anyone but him.
It seems that way. Very well, I'll allow you to participate this time. However, if I feel you are a hindrance, I will have to ask you to leave.
In a firm tone of voice. Understood. But what I don't understand is why the victim opened that case.
This is my handgun, Mr. Edgeworth.
Bang!
What shall I recreate?
Based on the information we've gathered so far, let's recreate the scene before the gas.
Got it.
Don't scare me like that!
So, this is the true power of Sir Thief.
Let's investigate the Pisces sculpture post-haste. There's frozen mammalium on the lid of the Pisces sculpture glass case.
It's frozen so thick you can't even open the lid.
In the actual glass case, the lid was heavily cracked. It's like someone had it out for the Pisces sculpture, sir. Do you have any idea how it came to be cracked like this? Well, damage didn't seem to have come from outside of the glass case, sir. I see. So the inside of the case was below freezing point, and the case had developed cracks. There are no signs of external damage. From this we can deduce. Below freezing, like Mr. Edgeworth's cold stare.
And he cracked, like Mr. Edgeworth's furrowed brow.
Thermal fracturing! The cold glass case was heated from the outside, causing it to crack. Why did thermal fracturing occur here, and what caused it? Inside the thermally fractured glass case, there was frozen normalium. Oh, that face means you probably thought of something, Miles. Indeed, I have. I know how Mr. Gustavio was able to open the glass case.
What? How could you possibly know something I don't?
I'd say the thing he does know, or the minority.
Hey, are you gonna let me know?
How did Dane Gustavia...
How did Dane Gustavio open the glass case?
The gas burner that was found in the Autumn Palace shows signs of recent use. I believe that was the cause of the thermal fracturing in the Pisces sculpture glass case.
A gas burner. Why would he use something like that?
I got it. The lid was frozen shut, so we had to use the burner to melt the ice.
Indeed, that is correct.
He's a barbarian. He slammed it against it. No. No. I just had a late start. I'm still the best, you know.
Late start. You didn't even understand a single thing, did you?
Well, that's just because Mr. Edgeworth's explanation was too hard to follow.
Okay, why don't you update the little thief so that he can understand it?
Has Larry been here the whole time? Wait, Larry, why'd you come back?
If you say so. Right, let's restart the recreation.
The victim, Dane Gustavia, was the only one to enter the Autumn Palace. If you used the gas burner then, the normalium in the glass case would have melted.
And then?
The melted normalium would have come into contact with the fatalium inside the case. And produced the poison gas.
I can't believe I kind of foreshadowed like the session a little bit with that meme.
Which one?
The K putting like smoke in Edward's office.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
The moment Mr. Gustavi opened the lid, he would have begun to inhale the gas.
It's just fog, Edgeworth.
Managed to drag himself out of the fountain patio just before his strength ran out.
So we inhaled the gas when you opened the lid.
Seems he finally understands. I'm guessing that he is the one who killed Masters. And then...
Which one?
Dane Gustavia.
Oh, I see.
And the person who took the fall for that was Kate's partner. So now 18 years later, Kate called everyone over to the studio, knowing that Dane Gustavia would pull shenanigans once again, and use that to try and poison gas the fuck out of him. That's the running theory at the moment.
Well, why did Mr. Gustavi open the glass sculpture of the Pisces sculpture? The glass case of the Pisces sculpture, not the sculpture of
The victim's goal, that I do not yet know.
Perhaps he had the same reason as Uncle Ray. Maybe he actually came to see the Winter Palace, not the Autumn one. Uncle Ray also thought that this was the Winter Palace at first.
Boy, you too, Ray Ray. Actually, I thought so too. It looks just like Icy's room from 18 years ago. It's even got the exact same plants in front of the door.
It seems everyone involved with the IS-7 incident made the same mistake. It is imperative that we investigate the real Winter Palace immediately. It's also imperative we investigate these people because they might be the cure for, like, long-term memory loss. Jesus Christ, how do they remember all this shit?
I don't know if you were involved in like a murder incident. You might remember it pretty clearly. At least like some of the details.
I guess that's true. I think my mom told me, she's like, yeah, on 9/11 I was able to remember most of what I did during the day. But it was like the major details, not like I put my keys on the counter at this time of day. It's like, people are like, yeah, I remember that the teacups were cold.
I mean, here's the thing, is that it would just be like, if they wanted to simulate that, but still wanted to have the case work the same way, then what they would have been like, oh, let's look at security footage from that day. Oh, look, it's the same. It would just be a waste of everyone's time to cover that.
That's fair. I should suggest that to Mr. DeBest. I get it now. Yeah, that's how it was. Huh. Do you think of something? The victim committed suicide! He thought he would look refined if he died in an art gallery.
Have you even been listening?
Well, if you're as smart as me, just hearing half of that story will be enough.
Sebastian, I'll explain it from the top later.
Top? That means best, right? Alright, I'll leave it to you.
That's not where I thought he was going with that.
Top. She's gonna let me top. Yes, it would indeed be best to let Judge Courtney handle him.
That aside, don't you have some information to inform everyone of?
I totally forgot. What are you talking about? We did a little checking on that pharmacist. We, meaning me, the best prosecutor's subordinate.
That's not something to brag about.
Shut up, you quite don't listen. Suicide is, off the table for now, but yeah. That's because, in short, that pharmacist is the culprit. She stubbed the gas as a trap.
Beep. No. It's a terrible shame, Miss Pharmacist. How could one in the profession of saving lives stoop to extinguishing them? Huh? Well, what are you saying? I would never do such a thing.
Mr. DeBest, do you have a basis for these accusations? Of course, this is my basis. Her pharmacist's license, it would permit her to handle Megatoxin X, right? And its active ingredient for time is one of the components of the boiling gas. Exactly. That chemical is almost impossible for ordinary people to obtain. But that pharmacist is another story altogether.
It wasn't me. You've got it all wrong.
And that's why she had to be friends with the pharmacist girl for 18 plus years. So that she could easily get Megatoxin X. Yeah, I think Kate did it. And that's not all. A bottle of Megatoxin X was found in the victim's pocket. And on the bottle, we found clear fingerprints. Yours.
Beep.
You and the curator took the victim to the infirmary, right? That would have given you the perfect opportunity to plant the bottle on him.
That's... You were the only pharmacist on the premises who could have handled Megatoxin X. Furthermore, as for the curator of this art gallery, you're an acquaintance of hers. You would have had access to the gallery at any time in order to prepare the poison gas trap. Please wait! The Megatoxin X, it was stolen! Trying to lie your way out of this won't go well with me. It's true! Look, I've got the proof right here in my bag. She pulled out a gun and killed her.
Someone killed Courtney. Now who's gonna say I'm the best? No.
Not this. Not this either.
I remember seeing cloth like that recently.
Ah, here, please take a look at this.
It's some sort of paper. What's it say? April 1st, theft report accepted, stolen item, Megatoxin X. On April 1st, huh? This is a theft report acceptance certificate. What?
Yeah, see, truth is, 1 week ago, my Megatoxin X was stolen. I just keep it lying around. 1 week ago? That means you didn't have it with you today.
Well, it kills what all women fear, according to her own words. The most.
Yeah, see, that bottle you just found is probably the one that was stolen from me. I normally carry that bottle of Megatoxin X in my bag at all times,
Well, there you go.
even though I often forget to keep it locked up.
The most responsible gun owner.
I would never even think about mixing it with Mammalian.
But why in the world would you carry such a dangerous substance on your person?
Well, you never know when those things will appear. Those creatures that infest the kitchen, striking fear into the heart of a lady, right? Although if you had a rolled up newspaper, you could just squash them with one blow.
Oh, it's cockroaches. Okay. Justine, what do we do now?
Well then, can we really accept this theft report? Let's ask for confirmation. That should clearly tell us whether or not she's lying.
Right. Oh, then, I'll just call and confirm it.
There's no way she had 2 bottles. It looks like Miss Delicious isn't the culprit.
Indeed. She really did set up the poison gas as a trap. I don't believe she would do it in the way that incriminates her the most. So, Miles, who do you think is the culprit? Predicting the actions of the victim would require a fair amount of advanced planning. And there's only one person here capable of that. Uncle Ray would like to know, too. Who do you suspect? The one who stole the Megatoxin X and repaired the room in advance was... I mean, right?
Yeah.
It had to be the curator of the Zodiac Art Gallery, Miss Catherine Hall. However, I still don't have any evidence that she is the criminal yet. Let's see, she is. The way he said that just now sounded like he'd been expecting it. Good job, Miles. As expected from Uncle Ray's future apprentice. I have no intention of becoming your apprentice. And I will now announce the results of my verification. I can confirm that her theft report was indeed accepted. Therefore, it's a little too early to come to a decision. That means your logic was completely faulty. You're wrong! My real performance is still to come. Really? And how do you plan to proceed with your investigation? Well, first we need to speak with the curator. And after that, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Sebastian. Mr. Gustavia may have had business in the Winter Palace. I believe we should send an investigator there as well.
Oh, yeah, that's good too. Detective Gumshoe, investigate the Winter Palace at once. Ugh, got it, sir. Justine, let's go talk to the curator.
Yes, let us proceed.
We should go and listen to what Miss Hall has to say as well. I guess he was just there the whole time. I thought, I could have sworn that Larry left.
No, I don't think he did.
Alright, I want you guys to listen to what the curator has to say.
Mr. DeBest, were you gonna go and talk to her yourself?
Nah, that's a job for my subordinates. All I have to do is wait for their report. I'm the best prosecutor after all. You really are. I am. Such arrogance.
Well, this is anticlimactic. I'm gonna chill for a bit. Huh? What's that in the fountain? Another alligator! Ah!
Is it a cockroach?
Oh. Well.
Ah! There's a dead body in the fountain! What is the meaning of this?
Silence, everyone! Forensics! Identify this body at once!
It's terrible, pal.
Please be quiet, detective.
The ice sculptures in the Winter Palace. They've all melted, pal.
Not the time.
And there's a dead body in the fountain. Now you guys see this? What?
What?
What? I mean, what? What? Boy, shit's going silly right now. What's going on here?
There are 2 victims now.
This is all just like 18 years ago. Once again, the ice sculptures have melted,
Again.
and everyone related to the incident 18 years ago is gathered here now. This is no mere coincidence, don't you think so, Miles?
Yes. The key to finding the truth of this case lies in the IS-7 incident. This is what I believe.
That's alright. Uncle Ray thinks so too. Looks like it's time once again for Uncle Ray to tell you about the IS-7 incident.
Well, we're going back. That's, I guess that's going to be the theming here.
Yeah. I wonder if it's, like... I wonder if they had to best say suicide incorrectly to make us think about that, so that, like, they can make this second body a suicide, and, like, it's on our mind.
It's possible. That would be a really hard suicide.
Yeah, I would.
It's hard to intentionally drown yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
We don't know
Let
how
me rephrase that.
we don't know how the body died, so.
In a fountain, it would be hard to intentionally drown yourself.
But, like, we don't know how the body died. We just know that's where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 incident 18 years ago. Gregory Edgeworth's last case. Isaac Dover was murdered at the venue of the dessert contest.
Oh, is his name not Masters? Is Masters the other guy? Yeah, we've been saying
Masters
it wrong the
is-
whole time.
Yeah, Masters was the defendant.
Oh. Yeah, anytime I've mentioned Masters, just what I meant was Isaac Dover.
I see.
His body was discovered in the chocolate treasure chest made by Jeff Master.
Yeah, there you go.
The victim died from blood loss after being struck in the head with a rock salt lamp. The murder weapon was found inside Delicia's Candy Castle. Yeah, in the victim's room. No one had searched yet. All of Dover's sherbet sculptures had mended.
The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room have melted. Due to that, Prosecutor Von Karma immediately drove us away from the scene.
How are we going to investigate now? And what's with that defense attorney out? Well, Karma's methods are deplorable.
Was this his voice? I don't remember.
Something like that. Well, investigating the crime scene is supposed to be the police's job, after all.
But you gotta admit, Von Karma's methods are way out of line. Defense attorneys and the police should work together to discover the truth.
Raymond, you must realize that not everyone shares the same views as us. Should one expose the truth for the sake of justice, or simply accept things as they appear? Everyone has their own view on what is right and what is wrong.
Even if that means convicting an innocent man?
Both ourselves and the police are only human, and as humans we all make mistakes.
Just so
It's for
happens
this
they're put into a
reason.
position to make a lot more mistakes than we are.
Yeah. It is for this reason that we defense attorneys exist. So that those who are alone and helpless can have an ally on their side.
Now they're on their side.
If we cannot investigate, shouldn't we just find some other way to help?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
I still have much to learn.
You're still young, so you'll have many opportunities to learn.
Right, I'll do my best.
Monsieur Edgeworth and Monsieur Shields, would you like to take a brief respite? I know it's not much, but please, eat these.
Wow. Thank you. Mr. Master's favorite food handmade by Miss Hall. Very sweet and quite misshapen.
Let's eat. I appreciate getting some sugar into my system, but these are a little too sweet. And it's a little misshapen, too. I'm terribly sorry. Does it not suit your taste?
Not at all. It's delicious and sweet.
This is the same animation for the paper eating. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it tastes great with paper.
What? But making sweets isn't really my forte.
The plastic wasn't edible. You're not supposed to eat the plastic.
Oh, I'm only eating the plastic.
You made this chocolate cake.
Yes, chocolate is Monsieur Master's favorite food. Preparing his favorite food is also part of my job. But I'm still not that good at it, so I need him to instruct me.
I envy Master Jeff. He gets to eat Kate's handmade sweets whenever he wants.
Huh? Did you say something?
No, it's nothing.
This is so sweet in more ways than one. Miss Hall, you seem very dedicated to your work. Without my work, I wouldn't even have the right to be here.
What do you mean?
When I was a child, I was abandoned. Monsieur Master took me in. One snowy Christmas Eve, I was left on the doorstep of his mansion. I owe Monsieur Master my life. He became like a father to me. And so, to repay his kindness, I want to continue working for him.
Kate, you were incredible.
I've lived a long life, yet that brought tears even to my eyes. Today, Christmas Eve has finally arrived once more. It means almost Christmas means it's not Christmas yet. But it looks like I won't be able to give him the present I prepared. I would do anything if it meant saving Monsieur Master. If there's any way I could be of service to you, please ask. Yes, I appreciate that. Well then, do you happen to know anything about the victim, Isaac Dover? I don't really know much about Monsieur Dover, but I have a photo of the desserts he made for the contest finals. This is certainly a splendid piece of work. Yes, with this exquisite beauty, it's truly a work of art. It's crafted so intricately that you almost forget it's made out of sherbet. It seems Monsieur Master was also fond of Monsieur Dover's work as well.
Wow, these are the Taurus and Gemini constellations.
Do you know a lot about constellations, Raymond?
Of course. There's so much romance in the constellations. For example, take the club, the lyre, and the arrow held by Gemini here. These come from... Huh? There's no strings in this lyre. Did Mr. Dover make a mistake in his sculpting?
It's hard to think he would make a mistake like that.
Huh? I thought you said you didn't know that much about him.
I just sort of felt that way somehow. Ignore that comment. It appears she is hiding something from us.
Gregory.
Miss Hall, did you take this photograph yourself? Yes, I took it with this instant camera. It develops pictures instantly. We need to explain every time. It's one of my greatest treasures.
Pictures taken instantaneously.
Fuzzy pickles.
Wow, I would love to see it in action. And maybe eat one of the photos.
Nope, don't do that. Well, well then, why don't we take the picture right now?
Yay, let's have our picture taken, Mr. Edgeworth.
Same pose. Sure, I don't mind. I'm confident in my hairstyle today. I like his differences from Edgeworth.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking the picture. Say cheese. Here, it's developed. A present from me to you, Monsieur Shields.
Wow, thank you so much. That's such a great camera.
It's the only camera in this mansion. What? Unfortunately, its convenience comes at a cost. There are no negatives.
This
Yeah,
was 18
probably
years.
not.
Instant cameras weren't that expensive.
I mean, it's Ace Attorney timeline. No negatives. Is this the same camera Mr. Master used during the contest? Yes, you are well informed. While he made his desserts, Monsieur Master photographed his work. After that, he took photos of all the other competitors' works. Was he taking photos at the time the body was found? The body was discovered during the judging, was it not? Monsieur Master intended to take photos of everyone's rooms, but after he photographed Gustavia's room, he ran out of film. Monsieur Master asked me to change the film in the camera. It seemed the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough. There wasn't enough film? It seems the number of photos he took didn't match up with the amount of film remaining. Well, he told me himself it might have been just a mistake, though. Was it really just a mistake? I retrieved more film from the main building and went back to the fountain patio. And it was then that I heard the sound of something breaking in Monsieur Master's room. Monsieur Master, are you in here? Eek. And that's when I found Monsieur Dover's body in Monsieur Master's room. It was so terrible. I was really shaken up. Before I spoke to anyone else, I called the police. This camera, I've kept it with me ever since. I see. If it's alright with you, would you mind lending me your camera in that photo? Sure, I don't mind at all. Here you go. Thank you very much. Here's my hair.
It
I'm quite
looks
proud
great
of it today.
Hey, look, instead of a freaky eye thing, they have saxophones. That's way better.
Detective Bad, Miss Delicious. Is the investigation over already?
He said he had no more use for me and kicked me out. Manny, that meanie. What a rude thing to say. It was probably to ensure that you wouldn't eat any more of the crime scene.
So Detective Bad, you get kicked out too?
It seems Von Karma thought I was getting in the way. He won't let me investigate. Why would he prohibit his own detective from investigating? But we know just about all there is to know about the crime scene. Right now, he's talking to Gustavia in Dover's room.
Doesn't need to speak to Mr. Gustavia.
We heard from Hall that Gustavia was seen entering the victim's room. Mr. Gustavia? Yes, I saw him entering Dover's room, and it seemed like he was trying to avoid being seen. Although I have no idea what he did in there. He is currently under suspicion for Milton Dover's sherbet. Just why did Mr. Gustavia enter that room?
Remind me, is Bat in prison right now? He's in prison, right?
I think so.
Not for murder,
Maybe.
but he's serving time for, like, evidence tampering or whatever the fuck.
Something like that, yeah.
Because he was required to take down the asshole of Zengfa.
Right.
So they did use a little bit of forged evidence. Because he's just such a fucking cunt that he was, like, above the law.
Something like that. I also have a photo of Dover's room here. If you need it, I'll let you take a look at it.
Yeah. What? Why would you do that for us?
You still don't get it, kid. I'm saying I want to help you guys in order to discover the truth of this case. Detective Bad.
Is that alright, Detective Bad? Won't Von Karma chew you out again?
I have no intention of becoming Von Karma's lapdog. If he won't let me investigate, I'll just do as I like. Getting tied up in stupid rules will only blind you to the truth. Isn't that right, Attorney Edgeworth? Of course, Detective Bad. I thank you. This is my hair.
It looks great today.
I'm always saying this.
This is amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Now we've got Detective Bat on our side.
I don't really get what's going on, but I'm glad you boys are all friends now.
I'm grateful that he'll lend us his strength. Well then, can we see the photo now? Right. This is the current state of Dover's room.
Wow, the sherbet has completely melted. And it's
The room is
blue.
drenched in a light blue liquid. We should compare this with the photo Miss Hall took. Did the sherbet melt because the power cord was pulled out? Yeah, because it was pulled, all the refrigerated glass cases lost power completely.
Looks like all the power cords were connected to one socket.
Do you have any idea when this cord was pulled out? No, it's still under investigation at the moment.
What a waste of beautiful sherbet.
Honestly, had I known it would end up like this, I would have eaten even more of the stuff.
Did Mr. Dover's sherbet taste that good?
Oh yes, his sherbet was most delicious.
Really? I wish I could have eaten some too.
But there was one piece that was so salty I couldn't eat it.
Salty.
It's right here in this photo. It was a part of that lyre.
That's the lyre from the Gemini constellation.
You snuck a bite off the lyre. That's why the strings are missing. You ate the strings.
I could never have eaten that much. It was way too salty.
One part of the sherbet tasted different. That's rather curious. Did someone other than her also take a bite out of it? Did you notice anything else?
No, now that you mention it, Icy's sherbet sculptures had these strange markings on them. They had 2 letters carved into them. Wait a minute. There. It looks something like this.
An alphabet signature. It can't be.
What's pH on the periodic table?
I mean, phosphorus? I don't think it's like a periodic table though.
I knew it. I just knew that Monsieur Dover made this lyre. He isn't one to make mistakes in his sculptures, after all.
Miss Hall, it's been troubling me for a while, but do you know something about Mr. Dover?
Huh? Why would I know something about Monsieur Dover? I'm doing a little jig.
You seem quite attached to Mr. Dover's handiwork.
That's just because his sculptures are such great works of art.
No, I believe that his works are very special to you in particular.
How do you know that?
There's a piece of evidence that we believe belongs to Mr. Dover, and it happens to share a common feature with another piece of evidence.
But please show me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Which 2 pieces of evidence share something in common?
2 pieces of evidence that point to Mr. Dover. Let's start by presenting the first one. My attorney's badge. Definitely the third thing.
Yeah. It's a signet crest with his name on it.
And now, the second piece of evidence, which shares a common feature, is...
What else had the signet crest on
I
it?
think it's, well, we found it on the crime scene, right?
Was it the key? No, it wasn't the key.
Right? Crime scene?
Oh,
Check
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The connection between these 2 pieces of evidence tells all.
How exactly are those 2 things connected?
Blast. I was wrong. There must be something Miss Hall valued that she was collecting. I should examine the evidence once more. The first one was definitely the signet crest.
I thought there was something else that had his name on it.
Oh, the photo? The camera? I guess,
Can I check any of these? Here it is. This is what it was.
oh, is it on the bottom?
Yeah, it's on the bottom. if I could press the right button. Ah, fuck.
Rather splendid design.
I think so. Seems a little eccentric to me. I'm sure you're supposed to blah 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 blah.
Oh, it's R. There we go. Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Delicia saw 2 letters of the alphabet. They were probably used as Mr. Dover's signature, just as an artist would sign their name on their works.
Right. Oi, I remember now. Icy sherbet sculptures had PH carved into them. I'm sure of it.
PH. Those aren't Isaac Dover's initials, though. No. But we found this seal at the scene of the crime. It had probably fallen out of the late Mr. Dover's pocket.
That's what they say in the Pokemon universe. Because all investigators have a seal. Or a sphelio. Or like... Just a... What the hell's it called? It's a little round boy called. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Spheal?
Yeah, Spheal. Yeah.
If you had pressed this seal into something, it would mark the letters PH. Also, the very same PH symbol is engraved into this teapot. The same symbol. This teapot was made by the sculptor Pierre Fouquet. In other words, this PH is the signature of Pierre Fouquet. Miss Hall, you know about this signature all too well, don't you?
Yes, Monsieur Hoquet's works always bear that signature. Since he never shows himself in public, his signature is used to identify his works.
No way. Are you saying Pierre Fouquet is... It seems Detective Bat has also realized Isaac Dover's true identity. To Miss Hall, Mr. Dover was no ordinary pastry chef. That's because his true identity was...
A fan of sculptures.
He was no ordinary pastry chef. His true identity was a pastry chef.
He was a sculptor.
That's right. Mr. Dover's true identity was the sculptor Pierre Fouquet.
What? Mr. Dover was a sculptor.
Things like signatures can be faked if you have the original designs. Can you really use that as proof that he was a sculptor? No, but what's important here is that Miss Hull thought he was. As for proving his real identity, I'll leave that to the police. I get it. I'll have the boys check up on it. Slide.
As I expected from you, Gregory Edgeworth.
You knew Mr. Dover's real identity all along, didn't you?
Yes. When I discovered the body, I noticed the seal. I knew from that moment he was Pierre Fouquet, the man I greatly admired. Thinking that this would be his final posthumous work, I just couldn't sit still.
So, that's why you entered Dover's room.
Huh? Well, what did you say?
When exactly did you take this photo of Dover's room?
That was... Perhaps this was taken during the judging?
What?
That's strange.
That was a very strange way to say that. Like, kind of lagged halfway through.
Yeah. I thought you said the camera ran out of film during the judging. Before Mr. Master entered Dover's room, you were the one in possession of the camera. Wasn't that why you were able to take the photo when you discovered the body?
Yes, that's right.
The only photos you took with the new film were of Dover's room and the body. If that's the case, a new contradiction comes to light.
Another one.
Piece of evidence that contradicts the 2 photos Miss Hall took is... I think the camera itself, because it says it's low on film. But
Yeah.
if the film got replaced, it wouldn't be.
There's film for 3 more.
Yeah, but it has the capacity for 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is my instant camera.
You've already handed the photos of Dover's room and the body to myself and the police.
That reminds me, didn't you also take a photo of me and Mr. Edgeworth just now?
The film used in this camera can take up to 20 photos. However, this camera only has 3 photos left, which leaves 14 photos unaccounted for. Exactly what were they used to photograph? Please show us all of the photos you took. We'll be able to discern your actions from these photos.
I'm so sorry. I have told a terrible lie.
Don't tell me. All of the remaining shots are of Isaac Dover's room.
My deepest apologies.
Seems they're all shots of the ice sculptures from various angles.
So when these were taken, the sculptures had not melted yet. But that means the one who caused them to melt was you.
Yes. I am positive that I melted them.
You are positive.
I am an aficionado of the sculptor Pierre Hoquet, who is actually Monsieur Dover. Before the authorities could defile his final masterpieces during their investigation, I thought I should preserve them through photographs, hence I entered his room.
In that case, why did all the ice melt?
It's probably because, as I was taking the pictures, I became entranced with his works. And it seems that my foot accidentally got caught in the power cord, unplugging it.
Accidentally, you say?
I did not notice the power cord at the time. I never would have imagined that I would be the cause of the sculpture's melting.
Could the truth really be that simple? However, I cannot say with certainty that she is lying.
I'm so sorry to have caused you all so much trouble.
As long as you are telling the truth, there's no need to apologize.
That's right, don't sweat it, Kate.
Thank you very much.
Edgeworth. Here, take this picture. Do what you want with it.
He just hands a picture of himself shirtless. No, not that one. Not that one. You can do what you want with that
I will
one, too.
do what I want
one.
with it.
This one.
No, I will do what I want with that one. Wink.
Ugh.
Shut the fuck up.
Meddling fools still haven't given up yet, have you? He's like pointing at the people like controlling the music. Just like,
Yeah.
what? What? We just like the song, okay? No matter how long you wait, I have no intention of allowing a defense attorney to investigate.
No matter. If we can't investigate, we'll find the truth through some other method.
Always ready with a comeback. Well, do try your best.
It's not like you'll kill me over it, right?
The best appears, he's like, go, the best. He said best.
Excuse me, Monsieur von Karma. The truth is, it was I who melted the ice sculptures in Monsieur Dover's room.
What? What's the meaning of this, you clod?
Peridot? I'm truly sorry, both to you and Monsieur Gustavia.
Do not be concerned about me. Sir von Kammer has already recognized that I had no hand in this act.
That reminds me. Why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavio?
Well, that was because... Silence, ignoramus! You were not to give that attorney the tiniest hint of information. Catherine Hall, you're coming with me. You're under suspicion of being complicit in the murder.
No.
I should be interrogating you personally. You best prepare yourself.
Very well.
Please wait. I still have some questions I want to ask her.
I do not care for your sorry plight in the least. Bad, Gustavia, and while I'm at it, you as well, scones. I have plenty of questions for you all. Understood.
Hey, while I'm at it, he says, the nerve.
We'll all walk at the same time.
You just took everyone with them.
Yes, even if we stay here, I don't think we'll be able to investigate any further today. Let's take our leave for now. It has already grown rather late. I hope the snow has stopped by now.
Sounds good. Maybe we could take a trip? I heard they opened up a new fast food joint. I don't know what it's called. I believe it is called Sonic. Sonic? I've never been there. What's it like?
There's no way Sonic's only like 18 years old.
No, it's not. It's older than that. But hey, maybe to this region it's new. I'm starving anyway.
Let's stop somewhere for hamburgers then. Unfortunately, we can't go to Sonic. Because
He goes there, he's like, what do you mean you don't have hamburgers? That's ridiculous.
You should start making them.
You should start making them.
before my stomach joins the chorus.
You can't fight an empty stomach after all.
We'll need to report back to Mr. Master with our findings first thing tomorrow.
Japanifornia must be like Indiana. I noticed that your fast food places stayed up rather late compared to where I live, where they don't.
Really? How late do they go where you live?
Oh, it's all over the fucking place. I think Arby's closes at fucking 7.
The hell?
I mean, part of that is because they're understaffed, but usually they just close early. December 25th, 10 a.m.
We used to have quite a few 24-hour places before the pandemic. Currently, the only place that's 24 hours, according to my phone,
I would assume it's
near
McDonald's.
is IHOP.
Just IHOP. Interesting.
The McDonald's around here go from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Gotcha.
The Taco Bell actually goes to 1 a.m. So like 40 minutes ago, I could have still gotten some Taco Bell.
See, for us, it's just McDonald's. If you want 24-hour, that's your choice. Or Wawa. Wawa is also 24 hours. Meanwhile, everything else closes earlier than that. The Burger King I used to work at closed at 12. Taco Bell probably would have closed at like 11. Arby's before pandemic was like 10, I think. Everything else is like 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Some things went to 12. Anyway, what are you doing here, Kate? Oh, good timing. Good job, dickhorde. Always well-timed.
What?
Oh, Discord died again.
Yeah.
Because I was screen sharing.
It cut out right as you went anyway, and then I heard your anyway get like chopped up.
Nice. Anyway.
Monsieur Shields and Monsieur Edgeworth. Allow me to apologize once again for all the trouble I caused you yesterday. Miss Hall looks a bit tired.
Has Von Karma finished interrogating you?
Yes, aside from what happened to the ice sculptures, I was not at fault for anything else.
Are you also here to meet with Master Jeff, Kate?
Yes, I am worried about how he's holding up.
Bad, you got arrested? Shut up.
Detective Bad, why are you here? I just happen to be here. I'll be heading to the crime scene soon.
I don't think this is a place that people happen to be, though. His hair has gone white. The fuck, where they take, like, what'd they do to him?
I don't know.
They bleach his hair? Hello?
They put Fatalium in his hair.
Master Chef, what happened to you?
Oh no, not your master. Why do you look so poor?
I didn't get much sleep last night. Tribulation is my favorite game. It was also known his questioning was rather harsh. I'm just a little exhausted.
They didn't let you sleep.
Even for an interrogation, that's going too far. Detective Bad?
The detective in charge of the initial investigation was also in charge of the interrogation. I don't like Von Karma's methods, but this was all I could do.
He was the one who brought me here. It seems I was supposed to be interrogated for a little bit longer, though.
It seems that Detective Bad is looking out for Mr. Master in his own way. So, shall we inform Mr. Master about what happened yesterday, Raymond?
Yes, sir. I got all my memos right here. See, it's shit like this that makes me go, you're really gonna play Great Revival every time that scumfuck shows up.
Mr. Master, we would like to inform you about yesterday's investigation.
Yeah, thank you very much. Please go ahead. Master Jeff, it's almost like your spirit's gone. Yeah, my sugar levels are low, so I might not seem like my usual energetic self.
What's your master?
Do we have
Do we have anything that can give his spirit and his glucose a boost?
Does he have diabetes?
I mean, if you just, like, haven't, like, had anything.
I guess so.
Can you present, like, the candy?
I sure
And,
can
like,
present
pizza?
my attorney's badge. Thanks for noting.
Mr. Master.
Yeah, what is it? You look dizzy, Master Jeff. Yeah, my sugar levels are low. Dang.
The candy?
No, he literally will not accept anything. Okay.
The candy?
Rock Salt has candy in it. Oh, these chocolates. Are you giving them to me?
Ah, those chocolates are...
Possible.
If possible, I would like to give them to you immediately. But it's against the rules to give anything to the suspects in the detention center. So I just wanted to dingle them in front of your face and make you even more hungry.
I see. Regrettably, if these are the rules, there's nothing that we can do about it. Are we sure there's no way we can give in to him?
Detective Bad? Looks like he noticed what we were trying to ask of him. I'll inspect the chocolates, and if there are no problems, I'll think about it. Detective Bad, thank you very much.
Alright, I knew we could count on you, Detective Bad. Writing down notes. Can count on Bad.
Yeah.
I am truly in your debt.
Wait right here. Take it.
Thank you very much.
Not a word to anyone else. It would cause problems for me later.
Yes, of course. I apologize for making you go through so much trouble. I want to see his hair, like, magically spring to black. I shall partake in eating these delicious delights at once.
I'm sorry for asking you to do something so dangerous, Detective Bad. I only did what I wanted to do.
Why can't you just be honest here, Detective? Oh, the sweet. It's like I've come back to life. Did Kate make these chocolates?
Yes, sir, I did. How does it taste? I put in the ketamine like you asked.
Wait, what?
M&M's are a hate crime, and they must be disbanded. We are just saying that so we can hide the fact that we are enslaving children. Thank you for this tasty treat. Oh, they're a bit misshapen, but so sweet and delicious, thank you.
I am so glad that you enjoyed it.
And above all, it helped that you regain your spirit.
Thank you for your concern. food they serve here has been an absolute tasteless mush. Combined with the lack of sleep, I was thoroughly exhausted. I'm pretty sure that's like cult situation, cult behavior. Food here really that bad?
Just salt, beef, and stew. Why'd your voice drop? Your average prison fare.
It just happens every once in a while. I'm a grown boy. That is odd. I really could not taste anything.
Whatever. I'm about to head out to the crime scene. Please wait, Detective Bad. Can you give us any new information? Yeah, I think I can. We've identified the victim. Just as you said, Isaac Dover was a sculptor who worked in France. Seems he went by the name Pierre Hoquet.
Isaac Dover was Pierre Hoquet. How could that be?
What's your Pierre Hoquet?
So Pierre Hoquet wasn't actually French, huh?
Which is likely why he never showed himself in public while he worked under that name.
Despite the comment that he eats paper and that being like a strange thing, he's only done that twice, and that was the second time right there.
The Zodiac... the Zodiac sculptures. They were his masterpieces, it seems. Although, they will remain forever unfinished.
Unfinished? Even though they were his masterpieces?
It seems he worked on them by season. Once he finished the remaining winter constellations, his work would be done.
Huh? The winter constellations are Taurus and Gemini, right?
So those ice sculptures were his final pieces.
It's heartbreaking that they melted.
I cannot apologize enough.
No, I wasn't blaming you or anything.
Also, Dover was infamous for being greedy. He would charge hundreds of thousands just to make a single sculpture. It seemed like he always had money troubles. The murder might be related to that, but it's still under investigation.
So he had money problems even though he was a famous artist?
Do you know why he entered a dessert contest? Not yet. He kept it a secret, even from his family. I see.
Was there a monetary reward mentioned? I don't think there was.
I don't think so. It's time. I'm bringing in the replacement guard. I can't hang around here any longer than I have. Yes, I understand. Let's meet again later.
Oh, even the replacement guard looks like a youngin'. That detective is a kind soul.
Indeed. He never strays from his own beliefs. He truly has a strong will.
But he's pretty scary when you first meet him. I see. Could you tell me everything that happened yesterday?
Of course. Allow me to give you a report of our investigation.
So this is what happened. I'm sorry for the trouble Kate has caused you.
I am truly very sorry.
You have no need to worry so long as you have told the truth, Miss Hall. Mr. Master, would you mind if I asked you a few questions as well?
Yes. I have divulged all that I know. Thank you very much for accepting my request to serve as my defense attorney.
The scale engraved on this badge represents truth and fairness. As long as you are innocent, I will see to it that you receive a fair verdict. So please, entrust your faith to me and wait patiently. Here is my hair again.
It looks fabulous, and also not white. Yes, thank you for your assistance. Makes me more concerned. I thought it was a birthday present for Kate.
I picked a bad time to take a bite of food. Is that so? It seems she takes it wherever she goes.
You might think it a little unrefined as a present for a young lady. Yet she takes great joy in using it, so I could not ask for anything more.
I think it might be because it was a present from you. But bringing that up would be doubtlessly unrefined.
I tried giving my son a present. He just... Well, what
So
were we saying he was
instead-
doing?
So instead I had to pour Fatalium into his eyes.
Yeah. He would accept it. What the fuck, Mr. Craig?
Are you the one who purchased this tea set?
No, it was a present from Kate. It was made by Pierre Hoquet. Ever since I saw his work when I was abroad, I've been a great fan of his.
You do seem fond of his work. Are you out of dialogue to...
No, I'm just seeing some of the lore in here. You have anything to say about the contest rules?
The prize of the contest is the title of the world's greatest.
Oh, there we go.
Would a master like yourself have anything to gain by winning it?
I'm most grateful that others would call me by such names. However, if I were to let that satisfy me, I'd be bringing an end to my personal growth. That's why I always desire challengers to test me of those titles.
I see. That is a fine attitude.
Imagine calling yourself the best prosecutor and then not really doing anything with it.
Yes, if I ever met somebody like that, I would probably torture them in a shipping container for up to a year. Please tell us about the other 3 contestants in the final round of your contest.
I'll just file that comment up there and do not think about it. Let's see, Miss Delicious Desserts had a fantastic design. However, she broke the rules, so I could not recognize her as the winner. Up until the semi-finals, Mr. Gustavius' flavors and design were to my liking. Unfortunately, both the taste and appearance of his finals entry left much to be desired. There was something strange about his desserts in the semi-finals.
Something strange.
Both Mr. Gustavius and Mr. Dover's desserts had the exact same taste. They had different designs, but in terms of taste, it was like eating the same thing. What do they look like? There should be a picture of them in my mansion.
Please allow me to show you later. Certainly. Thank you very much.
And then there was Mr. Dover's sherbet sculptures. Oh, they were absolutely heavenly.
Did you have a chance to taste his creations? If I recall correctly, his body was discovered in the middle of judging.
Yes, but I was not informed of this until after the judging had finished. Since he was not present in the room, I helped myself to a piece of his edible lyre. It was fantastically delicious. I was so moved I broke into song.
Wait a moment, please. Did you say the lyre was delicious? Could you please give us a little more detail about that?
The delicious lyre.
The delicious lyre. You ate the lyre from the sculpture in Mr. Dover's room, correct?
lyre's delicious. Iris, shut up. Iris just starts crying.
The first thing you said to me after I got back.
What was that? The first thing you said to us after you got back?
Well, it's true, isn't it?
Everyone just like sort of scratches their head and looks away. They're like, yeah, okay. Lyra's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Yes, the one that was in the same glass case as the Gemini sculpture.
Please have a look at this picture, Mr. Master.
You ate every single one of them?
Did you eat from this lyre that's missing the strings?
Yes, that lyre originally had strings. However, I ate them all, resulting in what you see here in the picture.
So the strings on the lyre were missing because he ate them. Actually, Delicia ate part of the same lyre that you did. However, she said it was so salty that she could not eat it.
You don't say. That means there might be a problem with my sense of taste after all.
A problem with your sense of taste. How so?
There is a taste disorder called hypogeusia. Hypogeusia, in which you lose the ability to taste salt. Perhaps I've contracted that illness. I just never realized it since I eat nothing but sweets. However, I now know with certainty.
So that's why he couldn't tell what the food they served here tasted like.
I have cereal in the morning. I have licorice in the evening. It's probably why he's losing his ability to taste and why his hair is going different colors.
Yeah.
No, for a pastry chef to lose their sense of taste is fatal, almost like fatalium.
Even if there's treatment for taste impairment, there isn't a cure for it yet. But it's probably best that you let the police know so you can receive a medical examination.
No, that won't be necessary. There's a recipe in my mansion specifically for making the cure.
A recipe for a drug that will cure your taste impairment.
Yes. Please look for it later when you return to the mansion.
This is very weird and hyper-specific.
But your master, but that means revealing the...
Kate, we should no longer conceal it from Mr. Gregory.
Yes, sir, I understand. If that is what you wish.
Is this like a real illness? Or like a real disorder?
I think so.
And it can just be cured?
I don't know if it can just be cured, but... A recipe for a special drug. Just what are they hiding? You know, I can't take any of the, like, Kate scenes seriously when she's, like, sweating and she's just doing that little jig back and forth.
Yeah, she's just
Like,
working out that jig, you know?
Well then, I must be returning to the mansion now, so I will take my leave.
Yes, we'll be heading there later as well.
Kate.
What is it, Monsieur Master?
You should not live for my sake. You should reconsider your lifestyle, so that you can live by yourself, even if I were to no longer be around.
Please do not say things like that. I simply cannot live without you, Monsieur Master. I promise to wait for you until you return. Excuse me.
Ah, Kate!
Catherine.
Master Jeff, Kate was crying. Why'd you say something so cruel?
I am worried about her. Catherine always puts me before herself.
What do you mean?
She collects Pierre Hoquet's work and makes sweets. All to make me happy, nothing more. That is the only reason she does anything. She always puts aside her own preferences and things that she wants to do herself. I want Catherine to choose to live her own life. I do not want her to waste her valuable life because of me.
Is that so?
He thinks of Miss Hall as his own daughter. And he would want his children to choose their own path in life. And a parent would do anything to protect their own children. That feeling, I also know it well.
Like that time I told my son to go outside, he screeched like a banshee and started clawing at my eyeballs.
Well, that should do it for the questions. We must return to the scene of the crime.
Ah, it is already time to leave, I see. So will my tribulations of questioning resume.
We should take measures against their interrogations from our side as well.
Can you ask the police about that?
I can, but I have other ways in mind as well. When the time comes.
Was his hair always white? Am I just like blinding the shit out of that?
I don't think it was.
Oh, actually, you know, we have a way of checking this. No. No, it's not. You are a dependable man. You should be counting on you.
Mr. Jeff, we'll come here every day with reports of our progress. We'll bring cake, too.
Yes, thank you very much. I shall be looking forward to it.
Mr. Master, know that the police will be attempting to get you to confess. I'm sorry to ask an innocent soul like yourself to bear with these painful experiences. There's my hair.
It is still lovely.
But please hold on for now. If you confess, I am positive that Von Karma will use that to his advantage. Also, if they pull out the lie detector, that's pseudoscience made by the Deer Police, and that will make helping you all that much more difficult.
Technically, lie detectors cannot be used in a court of law in order to
Yeah,
prove
because
one.
they're pseudoscience.
Yeah. I understand. I shall do my best.
If you believe in me until the bitter end, I will definitely get you out of here. Eat cereal.
Okay. They only have, they
No, I
only have
meant that.
Wheaties.
No, I was RPing. I eat the cereal because I'm gonna like die. Von Karma's gonna kill me, and I probably don't save you, and then I spit the cereal.
Because then you spit. Oh, okay.
Detective Bad, thank you for helping us earlier.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for what?
Ha! There's no need to be shy about it.
Enough about that. I suppose you intend to investigate today, too. Of course. We still need more information to prove Mr. Master's innocence. I'm sorry, but apart from this patio, you're not allowed to investigate anywhere else.
What? So you're saying we can't investigate?
I'm guessing this is Von Karma's doing.
How'd you
Yeah.
guess?
I heard the music blaring in the other room. Von Karma's a bit on edge at the moment. He still hasn't received the autopsy report. Did Gumfuck not tell him? Moreover, the only ones in this mansion are Miss Hall and the police.
Gumfuck ain't even. Like he's not even here yet. Give it a couple years.
So don't get your hopes up on speaking with the people connected to this case.
Well, Karma's being completely unreasonable. He's gone too far.
Detective Bad, what do you intend to do? I promised I'll do anything I can to assist you. You have my thanks. As thanks, I showed you my hair.
It's lovely, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know why you keep doing that, but you do you, I guess. Well, Von Karma's dirty tricks get the best of us.
Detective Bad, is it alright if we investigate the fountain patio? Yes, but we've already finished checking everything, except for the fountain. That's fine. As long as there is still something, I shall continue investigating. Well, it's not like there's a body in it, so I don't know if there's anything really to, you know. Do not wombo combo on me.
Holy shit! I'm surprised it let me go that far. Can I do that again? Damn, that was like too good of a combo. I don't know why it let me do it so perfectly.
You probably spawned lined up with them. What? What do you think about the case, Detective Bad? The police's opinion is the same as Von Karma's. But I don't buy that. The investigation of this patio is also lacking as well. I have already talked to the labbies. You can ask them anything you want. I appreciate that. Thank you, Detective Bad. I'm not really doing it for you. I just want an investigation I can approve of.
Have I shown you my attorney badge, Bad?
Working with defense attorneys isn't worth it. They go through the crime scene as they please, yeah, we already read this, and interpret their findings to the favor. You also feel that way about me? Didn't confirm or deny it. I would like to ask your opinion about this piece of evidence. I refuse. I hate pointless chatter. I Guess he's not interested in things that he doesn't think are related to the case.
Nope. I don't think any of this matters too much. Nope. That's probably a decent place to end it. It's like
Sure.
nearing on 2. If we get more into it, then we'll be looking at investigating all the rooms. I'm guessing like we'll have to tell these officers to fuck off, and then we go investigate the rooms. But we've done like 2 of them. We just need to see what this one's winner looks like and whatever the autumn nonsense is. There's poor Kate. Doing poor Kate things. But yeah. That will do it for now. In this silly episode of That Guy Really Likes Sonic Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
And that will be that. Oh no, XSplit. There you go. Good job, XSplit. Bye-bye, everybody.